Right now, motorcycle dealerships across America are drowning in Japanese bikes they simply cannot move. I'm talking about brand new 2024 models sitting on showroom floors for 8, 9, even 12 months straight. Just last weekend, I walked into a Kawasaki dealership in Phoenix and saw something that shocked me. A pristine Ninja ZX4R with the factory plastic still on the seat, marked down $3,200 from MSRP. The sales manager looked exhausted when he told me it had been sitting there since February, but that's just the beginning. Over the past month, I've visited 23 dealerships across 5 states, and what I discovered will change how you think about buying a motorcycle forever. Dealers are sitting on millions of dollars worth of inventory they simply cannot sell. These aren't bad bikes, quite the opposite actually. We're talking about engineering masterpieces from Honda, Yamaha, Kawasaki, and Suzuki that are gathering dust because of market timing, confused positioning, or simply being too advanced for today's buyers. Here's what makes this situation incredible for riders like you and me. Dealerships are offering discounts I've never seen before. We're talking $2,000, $3,000, even $5,000 off MSRP on bikes that just hit the market. Free accessories, extended warranties, and financing deals that would have been unthinkable just 2 years ago. I recently helped a subscriber pick up a brand new Suzuki with a $4,200 discount, plus $1,800 worth of accessories thrown in for free. Today, I'm revealing the specific Japanese motorcycles that dealers are practically begging customers to take off their hands. And trust me, the bike at the end of this list will blow your mind. We're talking about a legendary machine that dealers are selling at cost just to clear floor space. But before we dive in, you need to understand something crucial about why these incredible deals exist. Because what I discovered about the current motorcycle market changes everything. Let's start with a bike that perfectly illustrates how market confusion creates incredible opportunities for smart buyers. The Kawasaki Vulcan S looked like a sure winner when it launched. Take the proven 649 cubic centimeter parallel twin from the Ninja 650. Rapid in cruiser styling, add an innovative adjustable riding position system, and boom, instant success, right? Wrong. The Vulcan S has been sitting in dealership showrooms since 2021, and dealers are getting desperate. I recently spoke with a Kawasaki dealer in Texas who has 6 Vulcan S models taking up valuable floor space. He's tried everything from social media campaigns to demo ride events, but they just won't move. Here's the problem. Cruiser buyers are incredibly loyal to tradition. They want big displacement V-twins that rumble and shake the ground. They want chrome, fat tires, and that unmistakable Harley sound. The Vulcan S, with its smooth revving parallel twin and quiet operation, feels more like a sport bike in cruiser clothing. It doesn't deliver that emotional, old-school cruiser experience that traditional buyers crave. Meanwhile, sport bike riders looking to transition to something more comfortable find the Vulcan S too soft and uninspiring. It lacks the high revving excitement they're used to. The bike ended up stuck in no man's land, not authentic enough for cruiser enthusiasts, and not thrilling enough for sport bike converts. Even the styling has been polarizing. The teardrop tank looks oddly proportioned compared to classic American cruisers, and the exposed frame rails give it an unfinished appearance that doesn't scream premium quality. At its original $7,399 starting price, many buyers simply walked past it to look at used Harley Sportsters or Yamaha Bolts instead. But here's where it gets interesting for savvy buyers. Dealers are now offering massive incentives just to clear them out. I'm seeing $2,000 to $2,500 off MSRP, plus free accessories like saddlebags, windscreens, and installation. Some dealers are even throwing in extended service plans and low-interest financing to sweeten the deal. The irony is that if you want a lightweight, reliable, modern cruiser for cheap, there's almost no better value out there right now than a leftover Vulcan S. It's comfortable, manageable for new riders, and backed by Kawasaki's legendary reliability. But the market's rejection of this perfectly competent motorcycle has created an opportunity that won't last forever. Speaking of bikes that seemed destined for success but ended up gathering dust, let me tell you about a machine that represents one of the most ambitious engineering projects in recent motorcycle history, yet dealers can barely give them away. What I'm about to tell you will shock you. Honda just spent millions developing what should be the ultimate naked street fighter, packed it with a detuned Fireblade superbike engine, making over 150 horsepower, and dealers can't move them. I'm talking about the CB1000 Hornet, and the discounts I'm seeing are absolutely insane. 3 weeks ago, I walked into a Honda dealership in Denver, where 2 brand new Hornets sat untouched for over 6 months. The sales manager practically begged me to take one for a test ride. When I asked why they weren't selling, his answer was brutally honest. Customers walk right past them to look at Yamaha MT-10s and Kawasaki Z1000s instead. Here's the devastating truth. Honda created a monster of a bike with premium Showa suspension, radial mount Nissan brakes, and that legendary Fireblade engine tuned for street riding. But they made one critical mistake. They entered a market already dominated by bikes with cult followings and years of proven track records. The MT-10 has that cross-plane crankshaft sound that makes riders weak in the knees. The Z1000 has that aggressive angular styling that screams danger from across the parking lot. The Hornet? It looks competent, sounds refined, and performs brilliantly, but it doesn't have that emotional hook that makes people pull out their wallets. I recently spoke with a Honda dealer in Florida who told me something that will make your jaw drop. He's offering $3,500 off MSRP on brand new Hornets. Plus, he'll throw in a full Akrapovic exhaust system worth $1,200. That's nearly $5,000 in total savings on a bike that just hit the market. But here's what makes this situation even more incredible. The CB1000 Hornet is objectively better than most of its competition in almost every measurable way. Better suspension, more sophisticated electronics, smoother power delivery, and Honda's legendary reliability. Yet it sits while inferior bikes fly off showroom floors. The market doesn't always reward the best engineering, and right now, that's creating an opportunity that defies logic. You can walk into a Honda dealership and get superbike performance with naked bike comfort for thousands less than what people are paying for lesser machines. But if you think a flagship naked bike struggling is surprising, wait until you hear about Suzuki's most ambitious project in decades that's turning into one of the biggest flops in recent motorcycle history. This next story will make you question everything you think you know about motorcycle marketing. Suzuki just created their first crossover motorcycle, packed it with a 152 horsepower superbike engine, added electronic suspension that costs more than some entire motorcycles, and dealers are offering $4,000 discounts just to get people to look at it. I'm talking about the GSX-S 1000GX, and what's happening with this bike is absolutely mind-blowing. Last month, I visited a Suzuki dealer in Colorado who had 4 GX models sitting in his showroom. When I asked how many test rides he'd given in 6 months, his answer was 0. Not one single person had even thrown a leg over these machines. Here's the problem that's costing Suzuki millions. They created a bike that doesn't fit into any established category. It's not quite an adventure bike, not quite a street bike, and not quite a touring machine. It's all three and none of them at the same time. Customers walk into dealerships confused about what the GX is supposed to be, and confused customers don't buy motorcycles. The engineering is absolutely incredible. That 999 cubic centimeter inline-4 engine is derived from the GSX-R 1000 superbike and produces earth-shattering power. The electronic suspension system can adjust compression and rebound damping on the fly. The electronics package includes lean-sensitive ABS, traction control, and multiple riding modes that would make a BMW owner jealous. But none of that matters when customers can't figure out where the bike fits in their lives. Adventure riders want something that looks more rugged and capable off-road. Street riders want something more aggressive and sporty. Touring riders want something with more weather protection and storage capacity. A dealer in Arizona told me something that perfectly captures this disaster. He said customers look at the GX, nod appreciatively at the specs, then walk over to look at a Yamaha Tracer or a BMW GS instead. They understand what those bikes are for. The GX remains a mystery. Now here's where this gets absolutely crazy for buyers who understand what they're looking at. Dealers are offering discounts that border on desperation. I'm seeing $4,000 off MSRP Plus, they'll throw in the full pannier system, worth $1,800. Some dealers are even including multi-year extended warranties just to move these bikes. What you're getting is essentially a superbike engine in a comfortable, versatile package with suspension technology that costs $3,000 to add to other bikes. But because the market doesn't understand it, you can get it for the price of a basic naked bike. The next bike on my list proves that sometimes being too innovative for your own good can be the kiss of death in the motorcycle world. Here's something that will blow your mind. Yamaha created what they thought would be the ultimate retro sport bike, painted it in iconic racing colors, and packed it with an 890cc triple engine that sounds like pure heaven. The result? Dealers can't give them away. The XSR 900 GP was supposed to be Yamaha's love letter to their racing heritage, complete with that squared-off cowl and classic white, red, and yellow livery. But here's the brutal reality. The retro market is tiny, and the people who want retro bikes usually can't afford $12,000 for nostalgia. A dealer in Oregon told me he's had the same XSR 900 GP sitting on his floor for 8 months. He's now offering $3,200 off MSRP plus a free Akrapovic exhaust just to move it. That's a $15,000 bike for under $12,000 with premium accessories included. The irony is devastating. You're getting one of the best engines Yamaha has ever built, wrapped in genuinely beautiful retro styling for thousands less than people are paying for basic naked bikes. But because the market decided retro sport bikes aren't cool anymore, these engineering gems are gathering dust. What I'm about to tell you sounds like science fiction, but it's happening right now in dealerships across America. Kawasaki just created the world's first mass-production hybrid motorcycle, combining a 451 cubic centimeter twin with an electric motor for 68.5 horsepower. And dealers are practically begging people to take them. The technology is absolutely mind-blowing. This bike can run on electric power alone for 7 miles, then seamlessly blend gas and electric power for incredible efficiency. It's the future of motorcycling happening right now. So, why are dealers offering $3,500 discounts on bikes that just arrived? Because customers are terrified of technology they don't understand. A dealer in California told me people walk up to the Ninja 7 Hybrid, see the word hybrid, and immediately start asking questions about charging stations and battery replacement costs. The moment they hear it's more complex than a regular bike, they walk away. Here's the crazy part. The hybrid system is completely transparent to the rider. You twist the throttle and go, just like any other motorcycle. But the perception of complexity is killing sales, creating an incredible opportunity for tech-savvy buyers to own the future of motorcycling at a massive discount. This next situation perfectly illustrates how timing can destroy even the best products. Honda just updated their entry-level adventure bike with modern styling, better suspension, and a bulletproof 471 cubic centimeter parallel twin. It should be flying off showroom floors. Instead, dealers are stuck with inventory they can't move. The problem isn't the bike, it's the market. The adventure bike segment has become so crowded that even excellent motorcycles get lost in the noise. Customers walk into dealerships overwhelmed by choices, and the NX 500, despite being a fantastic machine, doesn't stand out enough to grab attention. A Honda dealer in Michigan told me he's offering $2,000 off MSRP on NX 500s, plus he'll throw in crash bars and luggage for free. That's nearly $3,000 in total savings on a bike that's perfect for new adventure riders or anyone wanting reliable, efficient transportation. The cruel irony is that you're getting Honda's legendary reliability and build quality at discount prices, simply because the market is saturated with options. Smart buyers are recognizing this opportunity, but most people are still paying full price for inferior alternatives. But if you think these deals are impressive, wait until you hear about the next bike. We're talking about a machine so advanced that it's literally years ahead of what most riders are ready for. Here's a story that will make you question everything about motorcycle marketing. Suzuki took their excellent V-Strom 800 adventure platform, tuned it specifically for street and highway riding, and created what should be the perfect sport touring machine. Instead, it's become one of the biggest sales disasters of the year. The V-Strom 800 RE has everything touring riders claim they want. A smooth 776 cubic centimeter parallel twin, comfortable ergonomics, excellent wind protection, and Suzuki's advanced electronics package. But dealers are telling me the same story everywhere. Customers look at it, scratch their heads, and walk away confused. The problem is positioning. Adventure bike buyers want something that looks capable off-road, even if they'll never leave the pavement. Sport touring buyers want something that looks fast and aggressive. The 800RE falls into that deadly middle ground, where it doesn't satisfy either group's emotional needs. A dealer in Nevada told me he's offering $3,500 off MSRP on 800REs. Plus, he'll include the full touring package with panniers and top box. That's over $5,000 in total savings on a bike that's genuinely excellent at eating up highway miles in comfort. What I'm about to tell you will sound insane, but it's happening right now. Kawasaki just built a 400cc motorcycle with a screaming 4-cylinder engine that revs to 15,000 RPM and makes 76 horsepower. It's an engineering masterpiece that represents everything pure about motorcycling, and dealers can't sell them. The ZX4R is a bike that exists purely for the love of motorcycles. That tiny 4-cylinder engine is a work of art, delivering superbike technology in a lightweight package. But here's the brutal market reality. Beginners think it's too expensive and intimidating. Experienced riders think 400cc is too small for serious riding. A Kawasaki dealer in Texas told me something that perfectly captures this tragedy. He's had 3 ZX4Rs sitting on his floor for over a year. He's now offering $3,000 off MSRP just to move them. That's superbike engineering for the price of a basic middleweight. The irony is heartbreaking. This bike represents everything enthusiasts claim they want. Pure engineering, no compromises, built for the sheer joy of riding. But the market has spoken, and apparently, nobody wants to pay for perfection anymore. This next story will shock you. Yamaha created the ultimate hardcore adventure bike, packed it with premium KYB suspension and serious off-road capability, and positioned it as the bike for riders who actually use their adventure machines for real adventures. The result? It's sitting in dealerships gathering dust while the regular Tenere 700 flies off the floor. The Extreme has everything serious off-road riders claim they need. Longer suspension travel, Kashima-coated forks, a piggyback rear shock, and enduro-style components throughout. It's built for riders who actually venture beyond fire roads and gravel paths. But apparently, those riders don't exist in large enough numbers to sustain sales. A dealer in Arizona told me he has 3 Tenere 700 Extremes that have been sitting for months, while he can't keep regular Tenere 700s in stock. He's offering $4,000 off the Extreme models, plus free crash protection and luggage systems. Here's the devastating truth about the adventure bike market. Most buyers want the image of adventure without the reality of serious off-road riding. The Extreme is too hardcore for weekend warriors and too expensive for dirt bike riders who already have dedicated off-road machines. But for the small percentage of riders who actually need this level of capability, you can now get the ultimate adventure machine for thousands less than a basic BMW GS. The market's rejection of serious capability has created an incredible opportunity for riders who understand what they're looking at. Now, what I'm about to reveal next will absolutely blow your mind. We're talking about a motorcycle so legendary that its name alone strikes fear into the hearts of speed limit signs everywhere, yet dealers are practically giving them away. What I'm about to tell you will sound absolutely impossible, but I have the receipts to prove it. The Suzuki Hayabusa, the most legendary speed machine ever created, the bike that forced manufacturers to agree on speed limits because it was too fast for public roads, is sitting in dealerships with discounts so deep that dealers are losing money on every sale. I'm talking about the bike that redefined what fast means. A 1,340 cubic centimeter inline 4 making 187 horsepower and capable of speeds that would make a Bugatti owner nervous. This is the machine that became a cultural icon, the ultimate expression of Japanese engineering excess. And right now, dealers can't give them away. 3 weeks ago, I visited a Suzuki dealer in Florida who had 2 2021 Hayabusas still sitting on his floor in 2024. When I asked about pricing, what he told me was shocking. He's offering $6,500 off MSRP, plus a free maintenance package, extended warranty, and he'll even throw in a track day course. That's a $19,000 motorcycle for under $13,000. Here's why this legend has fallen from grace. The world changed, but the Hayabusa didn't change with it. Insurance companies now treat these bikes like guided missiles, with premiums that can cost more than the monthly payment. Gas prices have made 200 horsepower touring seem less appealing, and younger riders want versatility over pure speed. A dealer in California told me something that perfectly captures this tragedy. Modern riders want bikes that can commute, tour, and hit the track on weekends. The Hayabusa does one thing better than anything else on Earth, but that one thing isn't enough anymore. The cruel irony is that you can now own one of the most iconic motorcycles ever built for less than people are paying for middleweight sport bikes. We're talking about a machine that will still embarrass supercars on the highway, available at prices that would have been unthinkable just 5 years ago. Here's the bottom line that dealers don't want you to know. Right now, there are millions of dollars worth of incredible Japanese motorcycles sitting in showrooms across America, and dealers are getting desperate. These aren't bad bikes that deserve to fail. These are engineering masterpieces that fell victim to market timing, confused positioning, or simply being too advanced for today's buyers. What we're witnessing is the perfect storm for smart motorcycle buyers. Dealers need to clear inventory to make room for 2025 models. Manufacturers are pressuring them to move units, and buyers are completely unaware of the incredible deals sitting right under their noses. But here's the thing about opportunities like this. They don't last forever. Eventually, dealers will either move this inventory at massive losses or send it back to manufacturers. The window for these incredible deals is closing faster than you think. I've shown you 10 bikes where you can save thousands, sometimes tens of thousands off MSRP. But finding these deals requires knowing where to look and how to negotiate. Next week, I'm revealing the exact dealerships offering these discounts and the specific strategies I use to negotiate even deeper savings.